Good morning friends. Welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss various string handling functions to perform basic operations on the string. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. We can perform these basic operations such as computing the length of the string, copy one string into another one, comparison the two strings, okay, reverse a given string, convert the string which is there in the lowercase to uppercase to lowercase. All these kind of basic operations we can perform on the strings. So we have inbuilt functions such as for computing the string length we have strlen. To compute the reverse of a string we have a function called strrev. So all these functions I will discuss in detail. So as I said earlier, these are the basic operations we can perform on the strings. One is the computing the length of a string. We can copy a string into another array. We can concat two strings, mean combining two strings. We can even compare the two strings and we can reverse a given string. We can convert a string which is there in the lowercase to uppercase and uppercase to lowercase. So let me write the functions. We have a function called strlen to compute the length of a string. We have a function called strcpy to copy a string into another array. If you want to concat two strings, we have a function called strcat. If you want to compare two strings, we have a function called strcmp. To reverse a given string, we have a function called strrev. And to convert a string which is there in the lowercase, if you want to convert into uppercase, meaning is that if you have a string called hello, you want to make them in the capital letters. So HELLO you want. Okay, that is what the meaning of converting a string which is there in the lowercase to uppercase. We have an inbuilt function called strupr. We are converting into uppercase. Now in the reverse, if it is there in the uppercase, you want to convert into lowercase, we have a function called strlwr. It will convert into lowercase. Is it clear? I hope you have understood what are the functions are there and what are the basic operations we can perform. Now I will discuss each function in detail. First let me discuss what is the purpose of string length and how the strlen function will work. Let's take that I have a string called hello. In an array A, you have a string called hello. This is a character array. Now you know that each string will ends with a \0 to recognize that it is an end of a string. Okay, to end of a file we have a character called eof. Similarly, to end a string we will have a \0. Now what is meant by computing the length of a string? I want to compute the number of characters in the array A or number of characters in the string, excluding the \0. Remember this point, lot of students will confuse. If I say them count the length of the string, they will also include the \0. No, you should not include the \0. Excluding the \0, how many characters are there in the string? How many characters are there? 5. So that should get it as an output because you have HELLO. So 5 characters are there. So how this function will be useful? It will be useful to compute the length of the string. Now each function will have some return type and also it will have some parameters or arguments. Now this function strlen can take a string directly or it can take the name of the array which consists of a string. Okay, it is a name of an array, okay, which consists of a string. So here I can write hello directly. In that case, this function will give the number of characters only for the hello, but I want to declare a character array and I want to ask the user to enter the string and I want to read that string into the array A. Then I can give the name of the array as A. Are you able to understand? Now, whatever the string is there in the array A, it will compute the length, meaning is that it will count the number of characters excluding the \0. Then if you see that I am getting the output as 5 or sometimes I will get the 7, meaning is that some integer value I will get. So this function will return an integer value. So you need to take a integer variable, okay, and declare int len is equal to strlen of a. This is the way you can use this function called strlen. So this function will return an integer value, meaning is that it will count the number of characters in the string and it will return an integer value. That value you can store it in a variable called len, or the name of the variable, it is your wish, but you should follow the rules of an identifier. Then if you print this variable len, then you will get the output. Am I right or wrong? So this is the way you can use the function called strlen. I hope you have understood what is this strlen. It will take one parameter as an input, which can be a string or the name of the array, and it will return an integer value. Okay. Now let me discuss about string copy or strcpy. The purpose of this one is to copy a string into another array. Suppose let's take that you have declared two character arrays of A and B. Okay, are you able to understand it or not? Now you have asked the user to enter the string, or let me take that in the array A, you have stored a string called Parnika. Okay, ending with \0. So in the array A, you have stored Parnika. Now this Parnika, you want to copy into the array called B. This is what copy. Am I right or wrong? So we are taking this string which is there in the array A and want to copy it into the array B. Then let me discuss how this strcpy will work. Now this strcpy will take two strings or two array names. Two strings, meaning is that it will have the destination and it will have the source. Meaning is that, let's take that you want to copy whatever the string is there in the array A, you want to copy it into the B. So it will take strcpy, the destination is B here, which is an array name, and the source is A. So whatever the string which is there in the array A, you want to copy it into the array B. So this is the way it will work. If you display the string which is there in the array B using the printf function, you will get the output as Parnika, because in the array A you have a string called Parnika. That string will be copied to the array B and will be displayed as an output. I hope you have understood how the strcpy will work. Okay. Now let me discuss the next one, which is string concatenation or strcat function. Let's take that you have declared two character arrays A and B and you have initialized, okay, I'm not discussing the syntax of initialization, already I have discussed. I'm telling that in the array A you have a string called Parnika. In the array B you have a string called tutorials. Okay, now what is meant by string concatenation? String concatenation is nothing but combining two strings. Combining two strings means I want to combine Parnika and tutorials and I want to get output as Parnika tutorials. I hope you have understood. Means combining two strings are there, I want to combine them, okay, and want to store it in some array. So to do that one, we have an inbuilt function called strcat. Now you want tutorials Parnika or Parnika tutorials, whatever one you want, you have to select. Meaning is that, suppose if you mention A comma B, so here the A is the destination and B is the source. Now what will happen, whatever the string is there, it will be concatenated with this one. Okay, so you have Parnika and in the B you have tutorials, so it will become as Parnika tutorials and Parnika tutorials will be saved in the array A. And remember one thing, it will not include any space between Parnika and tutorials. If you want, you have to explicitly do it. Okay, so it will just combine the string which is there in the array A and array B and the result string will be stored in the array A. Now if you display the string which is there in the array A using the printf function, okay, you will get the output as Parnika tutorials. I hope you have understood. Suppose if you mention it as B comma A, then what will happen? Then tutorials will be concatenated with Parnika, so it will become tutorials Parnika, and that one will be stored in the array called B. Are you able to understand it or not? So this is the way the string concatenation will work. Okay. Now we will discuss another interesting concept or another interesting function called strcmp, which is useful for you to compare two strings. Okay. Now what is meant by comparing two strings? Suppose let's take that I have a string 1 called hello. I have another string called HEL. Okay, now look at this one. You have a backslash 0, you have a backslash 0. Now what will happen is that it will compare these two strings and it will tell whether the two strings are equal or not. It will tell you. Comparison is what? If I have two variables or two constants, if I want to compare them, I should say whether they are equal or which one is greater than another one. I need to tell. Am I right? Now look at here how it will work. It will compare character by character. Lot of students will think that string comparison means it will count the length of the string 1 and it will count the length of the string 2. Which one is greater, then they will say that that is greater. But that is not the right way. You have to understand the concept. It will compare the two strings. Meaning is that it will take the character which is there in the index 0 in both the strings. Suppose look at here h and h. It will compute the ASCII value difference between them. Now you will get the value 0. Are you able to understand? So they can say that these two characters are same. Then it will go here and here. Now here L, E, here E, again same. Now again it will check L and L, again same. Then it will check L and backslash 0. L and backslash 0 is same? No. Then we can say that S1 is not equal to S2, or I can say that string 1 is not matching with the string 2. This is the way the string comparison will work. Okay, so the strcmp function will take two strings as an input or the two arrays it will take. Okay, means name of the arrays it will take. So whatever the string is there in the array A and whatever the string is there in the array B, it will be compared and then it will return an integer value. Why integer value it will return? I will discuss now. Let's take that you have HELLO backslash 0, HELLO backslash 0. Now look at this one. As a human eye, I can say that these two strings are same. But how the computer will work or how this function will work, it will compare this one and this one, H and H. The ASCII value comparison it will do. So if you do the difference between the H and ASCII value of H and the ASCII value of H, you will get the 0. Then it will compare these two. Again it is 0. Again L and L same, so it will be difference is 0. L and L same, so the difference will be 0. O and O again same, the difference is 0. Now you got backslash 0, here you got the backslash 0. Meaning is that the two strings are completed or end. So I can say that now these two strings are same, then this function will return a value called 0. I hope you have understood this concept. If the two strings are same, then this strcmp will return the value as 0. Whenever you get the return value as 0, then you can say that both the strings are same or both the strings are matching. Now let me discuss another example. You have a string called ABC, ends with a backslash 0. You have another string called small abc backslash 0. Now, if you look at human eye, you will say that, sir, this is ABC, both are same. But look at this one, this is a capital A, this is a small a. Now, you know that ASCII value of capital A is 65 and ASCII value of small a is 97. You should remember this ASCII values at least for the A and capital A and small a. Then you can easily derive the capital B, capital C, small b and small c. Now look at this one. This is 65 and this is 97. If you do the difference, you will get minus 32. Are you able to understand? Then what this function will return as? This function will return a minus 1. Then what I can say is that, then I can say that the string 2 is greater than string 1. Are you able to understand? Because the first character in the string 1, the first character in the string 2, you have compared. Now see, look at this one. Once these two are not equal, whatever is there in the rest, look at here, even if it is small b, small c, here only capital A and small a is there, still it will say that string 2 is greater than string 1 because it will first identify the unmatched character in both the strings. So here it is unmatched because it is started from like this. So first itself we have identified they are not matching. The ASCII value of this one is 65. ASCII value of string 2, which is small a, is 97. So if you do the difference, you will get the minus 32. So this function will return minus 1. Then you can say that string 2 is greater than string 1. Let me discuss counter example for this one. So we have discussed when it will return 0, when it will return minus 1. Now let me discuss, you have A, B, C, you have capital A, small b, small c, and each one ends with a backslash 0. Now this is your string 1, this is your string 2. Just now we have discussed that ASCII value of this one is 97 and ASCII value of capital A is 65. Now again it will compare, here it is 97 is there, here it is 65 is there, then it will find the difference between them. You will get the difference as 32, which is a positive value. Then this function will return a plus 1. Whenever this function will return a plus 1, then you can say that string 1 is greater than string 2. So if this function returns 0, then you can say that both the strings are matching. Otherwise, you can say that one string is greater than another string. I hope you have understood. Okay, let me write here. If it is 0, both the strings are same. If it is minus 1, then you can say that string 2 is greater than string 1. Or a negative value. If it is a plus 1, string 1 is greater than string 2. Okay, let me write it a shortcut as string 1 is greater than string 2. So this is the way the string comparison will work, and you can use the function called strcmp to do that one. It will return an integer value, so you have to store this value in some integer variable. So you are having the value b, so b can get either 0 or minus 1 or plus 1. Okay, so I hope you have understood the string comparison. Now let me discuss how to do the string reverse and how to use the strrev function. I think you know that what is meant by string reverse. Let me discuss for you if you don't know. If you have a string called hello, ends with a backslash 0, you want to reverse the string. Meaning is that don't think that backslash 0 will come. Backslash 0, you should not compare it or you should not use it. It is only for to recognize that end of the string. So you want, if you reverse the string, you will get it as OLLEH, ends with a backslash 0. So this is what you will get as a reverse of a string. Means the last character will come as the first character and last but one will come as first index, like that it will come. I hope you have understood. So how this function strrev will work is that, let's take that you can give the string directly or you can give the name of the array which consists of the string. Okay, any string it can be there, or in our case it is having hello. Then if I mention strrev a, then let's take that a is having the string called gate csc. Okay, let's take that gate, you have a space csc backslash 0. Then if you reverse the, or if you use the strrev and name of the array as a as a parameter, then what will happen as that what values will be stored after using this one is, you have a E that will come here, you have a S, it will come here, you have a C, it will come here, you have a space, it will become space as, then A, then T. Oh, this is gate na, sorry for, okay, E, T, A, G, and then you have to write \0. Okay, so this is what the reverse of a, what is the use of the function called strrev, and it will ends with a \0. Okay, it will reverse the string and ends with a \0, because the purpose of \0 is to know or to recognize the end of the string. Okay, I hope you have understood what is string reverse and how to use this strrev function. Now let me discuss about how to convert a string which is having all the characters in the lowercase to uppercase. I hope you have understood this one. Let's take that in the some array A, I have a string called Parnika. In some array A, I have a string called Parnika in small letters. I want to make it in the capital letters. Then I can use this function called strupr. I can give the string directly, or I can give the name of the array also. Then if you use it in the array A, in place of small p, it will do the capital P, A, R, N, I, K, A. So what is the logic it is following? You know the ASCII value of small p and you know the capital P ASCII value. So you know that small p ASCII value will be greater than capital P. Just now we have discussed small a is 97 and capital A is 65. Look at the difference is 32. So if you do minus 32, you will get 65, which is nothing but capital A. So it will do the ASCII value of each character and subtract 32 from it, and you will get a capital letter. So that is what the way the strupr will work, but inside it will work like that, but for you it will give the string in the uppercase. If you want to convert the string which is there in the uppercase to lowercase, then you can use a function called strlwr. If you mention the name of the array as A, let's take that array A is having Parnika in capital letters, then it will convert into lowercase. Okay, are you able to understand? And each string will ends with a \0. Always you need to remember this point. I hope you have understood all these functions. But remember one point. If you want to use these string handling functions in the programs, you have to include a header file called #include string.h. If you use or if you include the string.h header file, then only you can use these functions in the programs. Okay. Similarly, if you want to use printf and scanf, we are including the stdio.h header file. Similarly, if you want to use these functions, you have to include the string.h header file. In the next videos, I will discuss the programs related to each function, okay, in detail. I hope you have understood whatever the concepts I have discussed in this video. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.